Jen Rosati and Dawn Staley and all those folks that Cheryl Reeve, who had a hand in Caitlin Clark not making Team USA last year in the Olympics. It looks like they may be, now Cheryl Reeve's still there, but the actual committee.
Panic is setting in. Caitlin Clark might actually make Team USA, and the old WNBA media guard is freaking out. The same people who once pushed her out are now watching their influence fade faster than a Taurasi layup in 2024. Sue Bird just changed the game, and it's going to sting. Let's break it down. The WNBA insiders who once kept Clark off the Olympic roster are now watching their grip on power fall apart, and they're not taking it well.
Caitlin Clark, WNBA Rookie of the Month, packing arenas while averaging 17 and 6 assists. That's not enough to make the Olympic roster.
Last time, Caitlin Clark was flat out snubbed from Team USA's Olympic roster. And let's be real, it wasn't about experience. It was politics. It was favoritism. The same old inner circle trying to gatekeep their way through another Olympic run, but this time, the gate's wide open and Sue Bird's holding the keys. Team USA now mirrors the men's side, one person calling the shots, one person building the squad. That person is Sue Bird.
I'll tell you what we're not going to do. We're not going to allow that.
Can we just call a spade a spade? Racism has been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is, in that way, I do think Caitlin's being used as a pawn. Mm-hmm. Caitlin didn't bring racism to the WNBA. This has been happening, and that I think is what's been such a shock for all of us. Mm-hmm. That other people are surprised by this. Mm-hmm. We've been trying to tell you, and once again, for so long, as a player, I would almost joke. I'd be like, I would have loved to have shut up and dribble. Mm-hmm. In so many ways, I would have loved to have been valued as a basketball player. I would have been loved to have been spoken about just for my play. Mm-hmm. I think
And while the old guard clung to the past, who stepped up and backed Caitlin Clark? Sue Bird. Let's not get it twisted, Sue might have some eyebrow-raising political ties. Yeah, we see you, Megan Rapinoe, but when it comes to basketball, she keeps it real. She's been loud and clear. Caitlin Clark deserves to wear red, white, and blue. Back when Clark was snubbed for Paris 2024, fans were furious, but it wasn't just fans. Even NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said leaving her off the team was a huge mistake. That's not some random online take. That's the top boss of basketball calling out the Olympic Committee.
It's also totally legitimate to say, we roll in the Olympics every year. We can afford having, someone who's the 20th best or 24th best instead of the 12th best because of what it would potentially do to grow the game. That's legitimate. And I also think that door somewhat got open, Brew, by Diana Taurasi's inclusion. So Diana, and we can show you their numbers. They're having a shockingly similar season. So points and rebounds basically identical. Field goal percentage is identical. Caitlin has way more assists and way more turnovers to go along with it. Diana has very few assists, very few turnovers. So Caitlin's not yet in her prime. Diana's past her prime.
Adam Silver wasn't the only one calling it out. Basketball execs, marketing teams, even casual sports analysts all said the same thing. Team USA left money, viewership, and momentum on the table. Women's basketball had a chance to blow up globally, and instead, they rolled out Diana Taurasi jogging around like she was looking for her car keys. Let's be honest, Taurasi barely contributed in the last Olympics. 1 DNP. 1 game with 2 points. Another with 0 impact. And this is who they picked over Caitlin Clark, a player already generating more hype than the rest of Team USA combined. Why? Because the committee, Dawn Staley, Jennifer Rizzotti, Cheryl Reeve, and crew weren't picking the best. They were protecting legacies, gatekeeping medals, and making sure no rookie shook up their cozy club. They got called out hard. But now, that whole crew is gone. Sue Bird is in charge. And suddenly, Caitlin Clark is right back in the Olympic mix. You can hear the panic all the way from ESPN to WNBA Twitter.
Sue Bird won 4 WNBA championships. She was an All-Star 13 times, one of the more decorated basketball players in history, and also 5-time Olympic gold medalist. just named USA Basketball Women's National Team Managing Director. That's a hell of a title there. Is that on your business card? And what exactly does that mean, Sue?
Need like a business index card at this point or whatever. Managing director. It's basically what Grant Hill did for the men's team. So like a GM, pick the coach.
Here's the thing, Sue Bird doesn't care about politics. She cares about performance. While the haters were busy nitpicking Clark for not attending Olympic camp, Sue was watching her change the game. Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's revolutionizing it.
I'm going to guess she'll probably be on the next Olympic team. Just guessing.
I mean, TBD.
Yeah.
We got 3 years.
That's right, Caitlin Clark didn't need any secret handshakes at Team USA camp. She brought millions of fans to the league on her own. No need to kiss up to the old guard, she put women's basketball back in the mainstream on her terms. Meanwhile, the committee was busy trying to sell Diana Taurasi for some AP commercials, with her leading the shuffle squad. Let's look at the numbers, the WNBA's highest ratings ever. Clark's debut, Indiana Fever games, suddenly must-see TV. Her jersey is the top seller. And don't even get me started on ticket sales. You know a player is special when entire opposing franchises upgrade arenas just to host her. That's Clark, but somehow, they claimed she wasn't ready for the Olympics. Please. The truth is, they never wanted her there. They knew she'd outshine the veterans. She'd steal the spotlight and make their sacred cows look washed. They couldn't risk it, so they buried her. Made excuses about experience, all while dragging a barely productive Taurasi around for the ride. Let's pause here for a huge point. That move didn't just cost Clark a medal, it likely cost her history. Without Paris 2024, Clark has to wait 4 more years to even start her Olympic journey. That makes breaking Taurasi's Olympic records nearly impossible unless she plays until she's 44, which was likely the whole plan, gatekeeping at its finest. But karma moves fast. Sue Bird isn't playing that game. Her first move as managing director: wipe out the old committee. Second move: restructure the team selection to mirror the NBA's model. One decision maker, one vision. And you bet she's got Caitlin Clark front and center, and while some WNBA media is trying to act cool, you can smell the fear. This changes everything. The cozy echo chamber they built. Busted wide open. Clark's in now, and there's nothing they can do about it now. The same folks who mocked her last summer are backtracking in real time. Maybe Clark wasn't ready then, but now she is. Nah, she was ready. You just weren't ready to let her shine. Let's be clear, this isn't just about Caitlin Clark. Paige Buchers, Angel Reese, the new wave is coming, and they're not here to play politics. They're here to win. And if that means pushing legends to the bench, so be it. Sue Bird sees it. Adam Silver sees it. Every major sponsor sees it. And now, so do the people who once blocked her. This isn't just a feel-good redemption arc for Caitlin Clark. It's a reckoning for the WNBA media machine that spent the past year pretending she wasn't the biggest name in the sport. Now they're being forced to watch the golden goose they tried to cage finally take flight. And the timing? Brutal. Everything they did to minimize her impact. It just blew up in their faces. Remember last summer? The headlines were full of coded nonsense. She needs to prove herself. She hasn't played in our system. She hasn't earned it yet. Earn it. Clark is literally carrying the league like a freshman intern running a Fortune 500 company while the execs eat shrimp cocktails and make bad decisions.